Hey everyone! Today we're going to discuss the Easter eggs and other references you might have missed while watching the Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer. If you liked the video, be sure to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel to not miss out on any future content regarding your favorite animation movies. Without further ado, let's get started. The film begins with Bowser and his armed force clashing with a gang of courageous but defenseless penguins in the enigmatic Ice Kingdom. This is one of the trailer's most interesting developments, as the penguins call this kingdom home. The penguins' configurations are influenced by the penguins from Super Mario 64, more particularly the notorious quest in which Mario must recover a mother penguin's baby for her in a swap for a star. It's particularly notorious because, directly following your gutsy relief efforts, you could really take the baby back and plunge it down a mountainside. Imagine the audience's loud cheers and shrieks if that incident is reinvented for the motion picture. Given that this is an animated feature film, the teaser served more as a first hear than a first look at renowned actors who play some of the world's largest and most well-known characters from video games. Chris Pratt, who gets to play Mario, does not speak with an Italian accent. It's difficult to forget about. In fact, the Guardian of the Galaxy star does not have much of a dialect, just an indication of New York finesse. If you look at the trailer once more, you'll start noticing that it's primarily Pratt attempting to speak in his normal tone. Keep in mind how he said that it would be unlike anything we had ever got to hear previously. Perhaps he was specifically speaking to the individuals of the Mushroom Kingdom, because Mario certainly appears to be unfamiliar there in the film's spiritual realm. We can see what does seem to be Bowser's aerial vehicle at around 25 seconds into the trailer. Despite the fact that it is not a perfect replica of the Mario game, Bowser's castle seems to click just as rapidly. It shares numerous systemic resemblances, such as the quick release chain system. This seems to be a whole Bowser threshold in which Bowser can take flight and commute. He seems to be commuting with his invading squad, and he obviously necessitates a massive aerial island to better accommodate them all. Mario is presently able to properly take a break. Not only is he getting voiced by Chris Pratt, who sounds almost exactly like Chris Pratt, but he's also had his greatest feature, his bum, nerfed in the forthcoming Super Mario Bros. Motion picture. That's completely right. Followers have specifically noted that the plumber's derriere is much thinner than regular. And now, even his former adversary is taking shots at him. Sonic has decided to make fun of Mario's butt in a narrative that starts to feel directly out of the 1990s. After the release of the Super Mario movie teaser, the Sonic Movie account posted on Twitter that he couldn't match up to the insults hurled at his rival's outward appearance. Even stronger, he mentioned specifically Mario's lower body layout, criticizing his behind as not being good enough. As a direct consequence, united supporters on both ends are trying to debate whether Mario's ass is sufficient enough for the motion picture. This is obviously a jibe at Sonic's original movie layout. While unfortunate-looking Sonic is already better known for his odd-looking face, genuine supporters might very well recollect that it was his lower half, precisely his legs, that first received criticism. Sonic's legs were oddly redefined and, most disturbingly, were human in the initial posters. So, although it wasn't his bum, Sonic can completely relate to the lower portion of his body becoming a source of contention. All in all, it is a very interesting debate. Around 29 seconds further into the teaser, we encounter Kevin Michael Richardson as Kamek. Kamek normally comes to add his morally corrupt magical charm to the stage in order to make things more challenging for Mario, but in the opening number, he seems to be Bowser's best man for the job. If you look very closely, you will notice that the particulate outcomes of Kamek's telekinesis are the same as the ones he utilizes when casting magic spells in the video game. Kevin Michael Richardson has indeed been lending his voice to fully animated initiatives for years, but playing the mischievous Kamek will be among his greatest and most prominent roles. A segment of cannon fires can be seen in the central portion of the Koopa army in a wider angle. If you've ever got to play a Mario video game, particularly Super Mario Bros. 3, you'll know precisely how much Koopas love and adore cannons. There's a good combination of Koopas from various and sundry Mario games, as well as a few with Bowser flags and banners. Long and quadrilateral, with a skeletal Bowser's face right on the middle of them. They have now become culturally significant in the Mario spiritual realm due to their usage since the start of the series. In the initial games, goal towers were most usually associated with Mario trying to jump on them and trying to replace the Bowser banner with his own, clearly showing the level was accomplished. When a Mario without an Italian accent shows up in the Mushroom Kingdom, he is alarmed and then warmly welcomed by Toad. When the protagonist of the motion picture tries to reach out to make contact with a blue mushroom, Toad starts screaming at him, trying to warn him that it is highly toxic. The warning is adequate, as relying on the light sources, it could be mistaken for the legendary poison mushrooms, which are distinctively magenta with pink patches. Toad then starts laughing, having realized he has committed an error. This could be a specific reference to the toxic mushrooms that have shown up in preceding Mario games. Toad may have mistakenly taken the blue and white one Mario appears to be trying to reach for the toxic kind because it is magenta with pink spots. But even so, blue and white wild mushrooms are reported to scale down Mario, making them something to be extremely cautious of. The wait seems to be over, and we can finally hear Jack Black's Bowser voice in the trailer. And what a wonderful representation it is! Nearly every single character in this teaser has had their voices modified, but Jack Black seems to be hammering Bowser in this. Also, how about we just say that many of the characters here have been significantly altered for the motion picture, but it just seems that they attempted tirelessly to make Bowser look similar to Jack Black. Provided that he's the central protagonist of the teaser, it's no shock that Bowser is the biggest feature of the very first appearance of the motion picture, which is a collaborative effort between Nintendo and Illumination. It begins with his absolutely fantastic aerial lava castle, threateningly bobbing towards that ice kingdom before ridiculing a few stupid penguins and then burning their kingdom to the ground. It's suitably fearsome and utterly stupid, but the real icing on the cake is Jack Black's audio effort. Before we get our first formal peek at the motion picture Mario's facial features, Mario trips and falls on a mushroom prior to actually wheeling onto the garden for a short instant when he first shows up in the Mushroom Kingdom. A yellow butterfly seemed to appear in the picture whilst Mario is resting there, briefly obscuring the view of his face. In addition to being a stunning scene, it appears to be a fitting tribute to the closure of Super Mario Galaxy. It's not precisely as that, but it is an amazing possibility. When we cut to a field of view of Mario trying to stand up, we can see a cluster of butterflies all around him. If Mario is still, he has seemed to attract and retain butterflies, just as in Super Mario 64. Not to point out the numerous butterflies observed throughout the trailer, which contribute to making the Mushroom Kingdom resemble the entire area out beyond Peach's palace in Super Mario 64. A star can also be seen in the trailer. In the Mario spiritual realm, stars can portray a wide range of things. They, every once in a while, bestow momentary omnipotence. In games like Mario 64 and Mario Galaxy, they are occasionally the major element that Mario seeks to control. Other times, they are the element that decides who ends up winning a game of Mario Party. Nevertheless, they have always been highly coveted after, and it just seems that Bowser's primary objective is to collect and store them. One has to make the assumption that there is more than just one star in the motion picture, and that there is almost certainly one tucked away somewhere within the Mushroom Kingdom, which is what will eventually bring Mario and Bowser to team up. When searching for secret information in the Mushroom Kingdom, the very first thing you'll come across is the Cheep Cheeps swimming in the riverbank. They'll require a magnifying glass to see, but they're certainly there anyway. They are pufferfish, which first showed up in Super Mario Bros. In the underground stages. They are commonly occurring adversaries all throughout the Mario video game franchise. They are most often encountered in the water, but they can swoop out of it as well, as shown in Mario Super Sluggers. Cheep Cheeps come in a wide range of colors and are found in numerous different versions of Super Mario video games. Cheep Cheeps can target just above the surface of the liquid by trying to jump out in an action sequence. The majority of Cheep Cheeps appear to be connected with Bowser and the Koopa Troop, whereas others, such as those shown in Super Paper Mario, choose not to. That's it for now. Have you noticed some of these references already? Did we leave out another Easter egg or reference? Let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to leave us a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content on the biggest upcoming blockbusters. Until next time,